The sun was already low in the Alabama sky as 30-year-old Malik Johnson walked home from school. His backpack sagged from old books, and his sneakers had worn soles, but his step never lost its rhythm. I had taken this route every day for 3 years, past the gas station, under the cracked bridge, and finally across the quiet 2-lane highway that led to his neighborhood. That afternoon, something unusual caught his eye. A sleek black Range Rover stood parked by the side of the road. Its hazard lights blinked like slow, worried heartbeats. The back tire was shredded. Steam hissed from the hood. A man in a crisp navy suit stood beside it, tapping his phone, frustration all over his face. Malik slowed down. The man cursed under his breath and tossed the phone back in his car. There was no signal this far out. He opened the trunk, looked inside, and slammed it shut. Malik hesitated, then stepped closer. "Sir, you need help?" The man looked up. He was tall, sharp-featured, and clearly not from around here. His jacket had a New York label. His shoes cost more than most families in Malik's neighborhood made in a week. He looked the boy over. "You know anything about tires?" Malik nodded. "My uncle owns a repair shop down the block. I've helped him since I was 9. You got a jack?" "In the trunk. But I've never changed one before." "I can do it. Won't take long." The man hesitated and stepped aside. Malik set down his backpack, rolled up his sleeves, and got to work. His hands moved quickly, confidently. Within 15 minutes, the old tire was off and the spare was in place. When he finished, he wiped his hands on his pants and gave the man a thumbs up. "Should get you where you're going. Just don't drive too far on that donut." The man looked stunned. "You're serious? That fast?" Malik smiled. "Like I said, I help my uncle every weekend." The man reached for his wallet. "Here," he said, pulling out a $100 bill. "Take this." Malik shook his head. "Oh, thank you, sir. Just glad to help." "You sure? It's $100? I didn't do it for money?" The man stared at him for a long second. Then slowly he put the bill away. "What's your name? Malik Johnson? You're a good kid, Malik." The man got in his car and drove off. Malik picked up his bag and kept walking. He didn't know he had just helped Douglas Grant, a multi-millionaire real estate investor, one of the top 30 under 30 on Forbes, and he didn't know that his small act of kindness had planted a seed. But he was about to find out. Asterisk. 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 Douglas Grant couldn't stop thinking about that boy. That night in his hotel room, he looked up Malik's name. Nothing came up. The town was small. No LinkedIn, no school profile, not even a photo. The next day, instead of heading straight to his business conference, Douglas drove back to the area. He found the nearest mechanic shop and asked if anyone knew a kid named Malik Johnson, the owner. A gray-bearded man named Terry grinned. "That's my nephew. Lives with his mama 2 streets over. Good kid. Could I speak with her?" "Why? I owe her son more than a thank you." Terry raised an eyebrow, but pointed him toward a small yellow house at the edge of the neighborhood. Douglas knocked. A tired-looking woman answered, "Mrs. Johnson. My name is Douglas Grant. I met your son yesterday. He helped me with a flat tire." She tensed. "He didn't do anything wrong, did he?" "No, quite the opposite. He impressed me more than most grown men I've worked with." She softened, confused. "I just wanted to ask, what are his dreams? What does he want to be?" She blinked. "He talks about engineering. Says he wants to build cars. He's always reading, always fixing things. But colleges," she trailed off. Douglas nodded. That evening, he emailed his assistant. "Find out which private STEM schools have scholarships for underserved kids. I'm sponsoring a student." Asterisk, asterisk. A week later, Malik got a letter in the mail. At first, he thought it was junk. The envelope had gold edges and a seal on the back. He opened it. Inside was a formal letter from the Wellington Institute of Technology, one of the top engineering prep academies in the country. The letter offered him a full scholarship, including housing, travel, and mentorship, all funded by a private donor. Malik froze. His mom read it twice, then again, tears running down her cheeks. Tucked in the envelope was a note. "Some people fix tires. Some people fix futures. Thank you for fixing mine. DG Malik moved to Connecticut that fall. The transition wasn't easy. He felt out of place among rich students with personal tutors and summer internships. But he worked hard. He earned the top spot in his class within 2 years. Douglas visited once every semester, never interfered. Just encouraged, advised, guided. Malik never asked for more after graduation. He earned a scholarship to MIT. Later, he founded his own engineering firm focused on building sustainable vehicles for developing nations. He had 12 patents and partnerships with 3 governments. At a global tech summit in Tokyo, a journalist asked him, "Who gave you your big break?" He smiled. "A stranger with a flat tire and a heart big enough to give a kid a shot." Years later, Douglas grew ill. His empire was vast, but he had no family, no children, no heirs. He asked to see Malik. The young man arrived at the hospital the next day. Douglas took his hand. "You turned out better than I ever imagined. You gave me everything. No, you gave first." Douglas passed that night. In his will, he left half his estate to a foundation, the Malik Initiative. Funding, education, and mentorship for underprivileged youth across America. The other half went to Malik. But Malik didn't spend it on himself. He used it to build schools, the same way he once fixed a tire, one bolt at a time. ****.